The Galactic Assembly is shaken by humanity's dark matter warships. The Galactic Assembly was a place of constant movement and endless chatter. Hundreds of species, some tall and shimmering, some small and hard to see, had gathered in the massive chamber that floated above the heart of the capital planet, Orion Prime. Each species had its own way of speaking, some using sounds, some lights, and others strange vibrations that humans could only hear with special translators. It was supposed to be a place of peace, discussion, and careful negotiation. But today there was a quiet tension, a feeling that something unusual was about to happen. Humans had not been part of the assembly for long. They were considered young, quick to grow, but inexperienced in galactic politics. Most species watched them with mild curiosity, some with doubt, and a few with thinly veiled contempt. Humans had shown skill in trade and exploration, but they were not yet considered powerful. John Carter, a human envoy in his late 30s, walked calmly into the assembly chamber. His dark hair was neatly trimmed and his suit was simple, but it carried the quiet authority of someone used to leading. His eyes scanned the room as he passed. The alien delegates looked at him, some with suspicion, some with outright curiosity. John held no fear. He had been trained for this moment. Behind him, Maya Brooks, a human scientist, followed closely. She was shorter than John, with keen eyes that missed nothing. Her hands were full of data tablets that contained information no one outside of Earth had ever seen. And she knew that today humanity would either make history or face a dangerous backlash. The assembly floor was enormous. There were no walls in the usual sense. Instead, platforms floated in space, connected by light bridges that shimmered with energy. Each species had a designated area, a platform that reflected their culture. Some were carved from crystal, some seemed grown from living plants, and some were simple metallic plates hovering in zero gravity. The humans had chosen a platform that was modest but elegant, a clean white rectangle with a few displays that glowed softly. As John stepped forward, he gave a small nod to the alien leaders. "We are honored to join you today," he said in the universal translator, his voice calm. "We come in peace and with a message." Most delegates nodded politely, though the atmosphere was tense. Humans were expected to speak, but no one expected what came next. At a signal from John, several enormous shapes appeared outside the assembly chamber's viewports. The alien delegates gasped and muttered among themselves. The shapes were starships, enormous and unlike anything seen before. At first glance, they looked like normal human warships, sleek, metallic, strong, but the sensors of every species began to beep wildly. "They are stable?" whispered one alien scientist, a tall being named Creel from the Dravan Empire. His 3 eyes blinked rapidly as he checked his instruments. "But the readings, they are impossible." Maya stepped forward and spoke clearly. "These ships are powered by dark matter cores," she explained. "We have contained and stabilized dark matter for energy and propulsion. We can now create ships that travel faster, carry heavier loads, and withstand forces previously thought lethal." A murmur spread through the assembly. Dark matter was not unknown to science, but no one had ever controlled it. It was considered the most dangerous substance in the galaxy. Many species believed that even small amounts could destroy planets. To see entire warships powered by it was almost unimaginable. John continued, "We bring these ships not to threaten, but to show that humanity has reached a stage where we can protect ourselves and contribute to galactic defense. We are willing to share knowledge under careful oversight, but we must show you what we have achieved." Some delegates were intrigued. A pair of dulls. Others were afraid. A few simply refused to believe it. "Humans are hiding something," said a voice from a floating council platform. The speaker was a being named Vorlan, from the Corthan system. No species can control dark matter without immense danger. Are you saying your civilization has done what thousands of others could not? Maya held up a hand and nodded. It is true, she said calmly. We have worked in secret for decades. We learned from trial and error. Every system is tested. Every ship is designed to contain and use dark matter safely. We understand the risks and the power. The chamber grew quiet. Even the usually loud Dravan delegates stopped chattering. The weight of her words sank in. A young alien observer, barely the size of a human child, floated close to the viewport and whispered, "They have no fear. None at all." Its voice trembled slightly. Fear was common, but humans seemed different. John gestured toward the viewport. "If you wish, we can provide a controlled demonstration. Nothing lives will be harmed, but you will see what dark matter ships can do." Some delegates immediately protested. "Demonstration? Here? In the assembly chamber?" shouted Vorlan. Others whispered among themselves, debating the wisdom of allowing humans to show such power. John remained calm. "We will perform the demonstration in a remote star system," he explained. "No harm will come to the assembly or any inhabited worlds." A council vote was called, and after hours of discussion, it was narrowly agreed that humans could proceed. The decision itself caused tension. Many species suspected the vote had been manipulated, though they could not prove it. Meanwhile, Chris Hale, the commander of the human fleet, prepared the ships. He was tall, broad-shouldered, and had a calm authority that inspired his crew. The fleet consisted of a dozen warships, each larger than anything in the assembly fleet, each powered by dark matter engines. Every crew member knew that this moment could change humanity's place in the galaxy forever. Emma Wright, one of the lead engineers, checked the containment fields on the largest ship. "Everything is stable," she reported. "Core temperatures are normal. Dark matter density is within expected limits. We are ready." The fleet slowly exited the hidden docking area near the human platform. The alien delegates watched through the transparent walls, some leaning forward, some stepping back in fear. As the ships formed a precise line in space, Maya explained, "Each ship can harness dark matter to generate enormous energy. We will show a small-scale discharge in a controlled environment. The energy released is far beyond any conventional weapon, but the test will be harmless." A fleet of unmanned drones was deployed to the remote system. Chris Hale activated the main dark matter engines. Energy readings across the galaxy spiked. Alarms sounded in several alien monitoring stations, and the viewport shimmered as space itself seemed to bend. The demonstration began. A single drone absorbed the dark matter discharge. The asteroid belt in its path compressed, forming a dense metallic sphere. Then, in a sudden flash, it vaporized entirely. Sensors could barely measure the energy output. Several alien delegates fainted or had to shut down their translation systems to protect themselves. A stunned silence followed. No one spoke for several minutes. Eyes wide, limbs frozen, every species struggled to comprehend what they had just witnessed. Lily Harper, the human diplomat, stepped forward. "We understand your fear," she said softly. "This technology is dangerous, yes, but we have no desire to harm. Our purpose is protection, exploration, and cooperation. Humanity can now stand as a partner in keeping the galaxy safe, not as a threat." A few delegates nodded slowly, still uncertain. Others whispered urgently among themselves, some plotting, some bargaining, others simply shocked. Humanity had changed the balance of power in a single demonstration. In the chaos, John Carter remained calm. He understood the delicate balance of fear and respect. "We ask only that you consider our offer. We seek allies, not enemies. But know this, he said, looking directly at the alien leaders. Humanity will not shrink from what we have achieved. We will use our knowledge to protect, not to dominate, but we will defend ourselves against anyone who threatens us. The chamber slowly emptied as delegates returned to their platforms to discuss what had happened. Some sent urgent messages to their home systems. Others debated whether to prepare fleets for confrontation or negotiation. Humanity's presence had shaken the assembly to its core. Outside the chamber, the stars seemed to twinkle differently to the human observers. For the first time, they knew that their civilization was no longer a small player. They had stepped into a stage they could not leave, a stage where their choices could shape the galaxy itself. Maya Brooks looked at the ships outside, her eyes reflecting the glow of the dark matter engines. "They don't understand yet," she whispered. "But they will, and we must be ready for whatever comes next." John placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "We've done what we came to do. Now we wait. And we watch." The Galactic Assembly, usually a place of calm diplomacy, was now alive with tension, fear, and wonder. Every species would remember this day. Every species would think of humanity differently. The young civilization that had once been dismissed as inexperienced had shown a power no one had imagined, and the galaxy would never be the same again. Even as the human fleet returned to its hidden base, alien eyes watched, fleets stirred, and minds raced. The first chapter of humanity's real presence in the galaxy had begun, and the consequences of this demonstration were only just starting to unfold. The human fleet moved slowly through the empty reaches of the Remora star system, far from inhabited worlds and any assembly station. Each ship glowed faintly, powered by the hum of dark matter engines. The crew worked quietly, checking systems, adjusting shields, and making sure every measurement was exact. Chris Hale stood on the bridge of the lead ship, the Odyssey. His hands rested lightly on the console, but his mind was focused. Every step of this demonstration had to be precise. A single mistake could turn the galaxy against humanity forever. Emma Wright, the chief engineer, moved past the crew, checking displays and recalibrating containment fields. "Course stable," she reported. "Dark matter density within safe limits." "Ah, discharge systems ready." "Good," Chris said. He turned to the communications panel. "John, how's the assembly reacting?" John Carter's voice came through. Tense. "Some delegates are excited. Some are frightened. Some are already planning how to respond. But they are watching. Every eye is on us. This is our chance to show we mean no harm." Maya Brooks joined them on the bridge, her tablet in hand. "We'll begin with a small test," she said. "A controlled discharge on the drone fleet. Nothing too large, just enough to demonstrate energy output and precision. This will show them the power and control we have." Chris nodded. "Understood. Let's make it precise and safe." The human fleet deployed the drones in formation. They floated silently, small but sturdy, in the heart of the star system. Each drone was equipped with sensors and shields capable of withstanding the dark matter discharge. Lily Harper, the diplomat, monitored alien communications. Her eyes flicked between the readouts. "Some delegates are panicking," she said quietly. "They are sending warning signals to their fleets. I think a few of the smaller species want to withdraw completely from the assembly." "Let them talk," John said. "They can't stop what is already happening." Chris Hale gave the order, "Discharge 1. Power at 10%. Target the first asteroid cluster." The dark matter engines hummed louder, the vibration filling the bridge of the Odyssey. A thin ribbon of energy extended from the ship toward the drone, invisible at first but visible on the monitors. The asteroid cluster began to move, compressing slowly at first, then faster. Within moments, the asteroids formed a dense, compact sphere. The sensors recorded temperatures and energies far higher than anything previously measured, yet the containment systems held perfectly. Emma whispered, "It's perfect, stable, no anomalies." Then, with a small flare, the asteroid sphere vaporized. Dust and light filled the sensors, then vanished entirely. The monitor readings spiked, but all systems held. Maya turned to Chris and said, "Controlled, precise, harmless to anyone else. Just as planned." Outside the fleet, the alien monitoring systems went wild. Red alerts flashed across consoles as species watched in awe and fear. Many had thought that dark matter could never be controlled, that it would always explode or collapse unpredictably. Now they saw that humanity had tamed it. From the assembly chamber, Lily watched the reactions. They are shocked. Some are impressed. Some are terrified. A few are already calculating how to counter us. A Dravon scientist, tall and crystalline, muttered, "This is impossible. We cannot build a ship like that in our lifetimes." And yet they have done it. Controlled. Perfectly. Vorlon, the Corthan delegate, fumed. They flaunt power they should not have. Who knows what other secrets they hide? "We need to show them the purpose," she said, "not just the power. If they think we are here to conquer, it will start a war." John nodded. "Agreed. Maya, prepare the next demonstration. Focus on precision and defense, not destruction." The next drone test involved a field of energy barriers floating in space. Each barrier represented a potential attack scenario, with simulated enemy drones approaching. Chris gave the order, and the dark matter engines fired a low-intensity pulse, creating a temporary shield around each barrier. The pulses bent space slightly, redirecting the simulated attacks harmlessly away. Alien observers gasped. Some murmured among themselves. "They can protect without destroying," one said. Another whispered, "This is not just a weapon. It is a force of control." Maya explained, "We can contain energy. We can redirect it. Our technology is meant for defense, for protection. We do not intend to dominate, only to secure ourselves and our allies." A small council of alien leaders debated fiercely. "We cannot allow this," one said. "If humans are this strong, they could challenge the oldest empires." "They have shown restraint," another replied, "but restraint can change tomorrow. We must watch them closely." Back on the Odyssey, Chris Hale looked at his crew. "The demonstration is going perfectly. Keep monitoring the energy levels. No mistakes. This is the first real step in showing the galaxy who we are." Emma nodded. "All cores stable. No anomalies. The systems are functioning better than we expected." John Carter spoke into the communication line to the assembly. "We hope this demonstration shows that humanity is responsible. Our fleet is powerful, yes, but it is not meant to harm. It is meant to protect, to explore, and to work with others." Some delegates nodded, but others did not. The older species, who had seen centuries of wars and deceit, remained suspicious. "Why reveal this now?" Vorlon asked. "Why not keep it hidden until we are ready?" John remained calm. "We revealed it now because secrecy breeds fear. You must see our power and our restraint before making decisions." The galaxy is too dangerous to wait. The human ships moved to another area of the system, preparing for a final test. This one would combine mobility, precision, and energy discharge. It would show that humanity could use dark matter not just for weapons, but for complex operations in space. Chris Hale gave the command, "All engines on standby. Target the asteroid field in grid Delta 7. Execute precise energy pulses." Energy flares shot out and controlled arcs, bending around each other without collision. Asteroids moved in perfect choreography, avoiding each other, demonstrating the fleet's precision. Alien observers were silent, watching the display. Some recorded every movement, their minds struggling to comprehend the combination of speed, energy, and control. Maya turned to John. They are starting to understand. Some of them. Others still think we are dangerous. John nodded. Fear is natural. They cannot yet see the full picture, but they will. After hours of tests, the fleet gathered in formation. Chris Hale addressed the crew. Excellent work, everyone. You have shown restraint, precision, and control. Remember, this is just the beginning. Humanity's place in the galaxy has changed today. Maya whispered to Lily Harper, "Do you think they will accept us?" Lily shook her head slightly. "Some will. Others will fear us. But one thing is certain. No one will ignore us anymore." Back in the assembly chamber, debates were heated. Vorlin argued for sanctions, claiming that humanity should be restricted or monitored. Others, seeing the potential for defense, argued that humans could be valuable allies. Some smaller species feared the humans might replace older empires as dominant powers. Messages and data streams flew across the galaxy. Some species began secretly preparing their fleets, while others requested private negotiations with the human delegation. The demonstration had shifted the balance of power instantly. John Carter addressed the assembly one final time for the day. Humanity does not seek conquest. We seek cooperation. I-U. We seek knowledge, and we seek to ensure that no species suffers from threats we can prevent together. Maya Brooks added, "The technology we have revealed today can save lives. It can protect planets. It can help explore areas too dangerous for ordinary ships, but it can also destroy if misused. We ask for your trust as partners, not as rulers." The room was silent. Every species had heard the same message, yet each interpreted it differently. Some saw honesty. Some saw warning. Some saw an opportunity. Others saw threat. Outside the assembly, fleets shifted, calculations ran, and spies reported. Humanity's presence had changed everything. What had begun as a demonstration of power was now a turning point. Chris Hale looked at the fleet. "We have done what we came to do. Now we wait for their next move." John Carter nodded. "And we watch. The galaxy is watching. Every decision now matters." Maya Brooks closed her tablet and stared at the stars. "This is only the beginning," she whispered. "We've shown power. Now we have to show wisdom." The human fleet remained in orbit around the remote system, engines humming quietly. For the first time, humanity had truly stepped into the larger galaxy. Their actions had stirred fear, respect, and uncertainty across countless species. The Galactic Assembly was shaken, and every species would remember this day. Humanity had revealed what no one thought possible. They had shown power beyond imagination, but also restraint, and the consequences of that demonstration would soon begin to unfold. The stars shone quietly in the distance, but the galaxy was no longer calm. Humanity had arrived, and the first real chapter of their future in the wider galaxy had begun. The demonstration had ended, but the effects lingered across the Galactic Assembly. Messages flew faster than light as delegates reported to their home worlds. Some praised humanity, some feared it, and some plotted against it. The galaxy had never faced a sudden rise of power like this, and uncertainty spread like wildfire. John Carter remained calm on the human platform. He knew the reactions would be extreme. Some species would seek alliance. Others would see humanity as a threat. "We cannot control how they think," he said quietly to Maya Brooks. "We can only control what we do." "I know, but I don't like this feeling. They are watching us like we are predators." Lily Harper, the human diplomat, monitored incoming signals. "Some species are requesting private meetings," she said. "They want to negotiate alliances or trade secrets. Others are sending fleet movements near human-controlled areas. Some are planning something. I don't know exactly what yet." Chris Hale, commander of the fleet, frowned. "That worries me. After the demonstration, some species will see our fleet as a target. If they try anything, it could get messy." John spoke to the assembly through the universal translator. "We ask for dialogue. Humanity seeks cooperation. We do not intend to dominate or attack, but we will defend ourselves if necessary." Even as he spoke, reports came in of alien fleets maneuvering secretly near the outskirts of known space. Some species wanted to preemptively strike. Others simply wanted intelligence on human capabilities. Humanity had shifted the balance of power, and the galaxy was beginning to react. In the shadows, Ryan Cole, head of human intelligence, worked quietly. He monitored unusual communications and hacking attempts targeting the human fleet. "They are trying to interfere with our dark matter systems," he said. "Someone is sending sophisticated programs to test vulnerabilities." Emma Wright looked at the consoles. "They could destabilize a core if they are lucky. We cannot let this happen. We need to strengthen containment and shields immediately." Chris Hale nodded. "Do it. Lock every system. No one touches our ships without permission. If they try, we respond." Meanwhile, in the assembly chamber, debate raged. Vorlan, the Korthan delegate, argued passionately. "Humanity cannot be trusted. They have power beyond reason. If we do not act now, they will control the galaxy tomorrow." Another voice, a tall, shimmering being named Kira from the Selenar system, responded calmly, "We cannot assume the worst." They showed control and restraint. They offered cooperation. If we reject them, we risk losing an ally against real threats. The debate became heated. Some delegates whispered to each other, sending coded messages. Others plotted fleet movements. Humanity's presence had changed the rules, and every species struggled to decide how to react. On the human platform, John Carter reviewed intelligence reports. "They are planning something," he said quietly. "Not all, but some species will act against us. We need to be ready." Maya Brooks pointed to her tablet. "I see attempts to hack our communications and dark matter networks. They are clever, but not careful enough. They may not understand the risks." "Then we wait and watch," John said. "But we prepare. If they make a move, we respond. They need to see we are serious about defending ourselves." Chris Hale ordered the fleet into a more secure formation. Dark matter engines hummed, shields were reinforced, and drones patrolled the area. Every precaution was taken. Humanity's ships had the power to devastate, but they also carried the responsibility to act only when necessary. Then, an alert came in. A small human warship monitoring a remote star cluster reported unusual activity. A fleet of alien drones had moved into position near the outer edges of the system. Ryan Cole analyzed the signals. "It's a probe," he said, "but it carries electronic attacks designed to interfere with our core containment fields. Someone wants to test our defenses. It could destabilize a dark matter core. Even a minor error could destroy the ship or worse." Chris Hale gave the order. "Engage countermeasures. Isolate the core. Do not let them touch it. Track the probe and identify the source." The warship sensors picked up the alien drones, small but fast. The drones approached the human ship, sending waves of electronic interference. But human shields were strong, and the dark matter containment fields remained stable. The probe's systems began to overload under the human countermeasures. Ryan Coles spoke calmly. They underestimated us. They didn't account for redundancy and fail-safe systems. Their probe will fail before it causes harm. The alien drones scrambled to retreat, realizing their attack had failed. Messages went out quickly. Some species pretended nothing had happened, while others calculated the cost of future attempts. Humanity had demonstrated its strength again, silently, without firing a single shot. Meanwhile, the assembly chamber erupted into debate once more. Vorlan accused humanity of spying on alien fleets. Others defended human actions, arguing that they were only responding to attacks. The debate showed how fragile trust had become. The galaxy was divided. Some species wanted peace with humanity. Others saw war as inevitable. Lily Harper spoke to the assembly. Humanity does not seek conflict, but we cannot allow attacks on our fleet. We defend ourselves and we defend knowledge and life. We hope you understand that restraint requires respect. Many delegates nodded slowly. Some whispered to each other, considering her words carefully. But others remained suspicious. Fear and ambition were strong forces, and not all species could resist them. Back on the human platform, John Carter met with Chris Hale and Maya Brooks. "They are divided," he said. "Some fear us, some respect us, some are plotting. This is not surprising. It is to be expected." Maya nodded. "But this is more than I thought. They are moving faster, testing us in ways we didn't predict." "Someone will try again." Chris Hale tapped his console. "Then we make sure they fail. Every time. No mistakes. If they want to test humanity, let them learn the cost of failure." For the next days, the human fleet remained on high alert. Every signal was monitored, every movement watched. Alien species tested boundaries, sending spies, drones, and encrypted messages, but every attempt failed. Humanity's systems were strong, precise, and ready. Even so, the tension grew. Some human leaders worried that a small mistake could trigger open war. Others knew that patience and discipline were their strongest weapons. Humanity had to show strength without aggression. One evening in the quiet of the human platform, Maya Brooks looked out at the stars. "Do you think they will ever accept us?" she asked John. John Carter replied slowly, "Some will. Some will never trust us. But we cannot control that. We control our actions. We show strength, wisdom, and restraint. That is all we can do." Lily Harper joined them, holding a data tablet. "Some species are already reaching out secretly. They want alliances. Others are watching and waiting, calculating risks. The Assembly will not forget today's demonstration, or the responses that followed." Chris Hale added, "Every day we wait, we learn more. Every attempt against us shows us where we are vulnerable and where we are strong. Knowledge is power, just as much as these ships." As the fleet drifted through space, distant stars reflected on the smooth hulls of the ships. Humanity had stepped into the galaxy in a way no one could ignore. They had power, precision, and restraint. But they also faced suspicion, fear, and plots against them. Ryan Cole continued his work quietly, tracking every alien move. "They are smart," he said. "They are testing us, trying to find a way to control or destroy our fleet. But we are ready for them. Every failure they have now is a lesson they cannot ignore." Maya Brooks sighed. "I just hope we do not make mistakes. Even one small failure, and the galaxy could turn against us completely." John Carter placed a hand on her shoulder. "We won't fail. Not because we are invincible, but because we are careful, because we act with purpose, not fear. The galaxy will learn that humanity is not a threat to peace, but a force for survival and strength. Days turned into weeks. Humanity remained vigilant, observing alien fleets and assembly movements. Some species tried minor attacks, but all failed. Some tried diplomacy, secretly seeking human technology and guidance. Others remained cautious, keeping their distance but watching closely. The assembly was in constant turmoil. Fear, admiration, suspicion, and ambition all mixed together. Humanity had changed the political landscape, and no species could predict what would happen next. John Carter looked at the fleet one evening. "This is only the beginning," he said quietly. "They will keep testing us. They will keep challenging us. But each time we grow stronger, more prepared, and more respected." Maya Brooks nodded. "We have power. We have control. But the galaxy is watching, and it will not forget. Every move we make now matters." Chris Hale tapped the console. "Then we move carefully, act decisively, and respond only when necessary. Every failure by them teaches us a lesson. Every success by us builds trust. This is how we survive." Outside the human fleet, alien fleets drifted, spies watched, and intelligence flowed. The galaxy had been shaken by humanity's arrival, and the tension was only growing. The first confrontation had been avoided, but everyone knew that bigger challenges were coming. The stars glimmered silently in the distance, but the galaxy was no longer calm. Humanity had shown its strength and restraint, but every species now calculated, planned, and prepared. The dark matter warships were more than tools. They were symbols of change. Humanity had survived the first wave of suspicion and sabotage. But the galaxy would not forget, and the next moves would determine whether peace or conflict would follow. The Galactic Assembly had never been so tense. Weeks had passed since humanity's dark matter demonstration. Some species had quietly accepted humans as potential allies. Others watched from the shadows, still uncertain, still afraid. Every conversation, every fleet movement, and every message carried weight. John Carter stood on the human platform, looking at the alien delegates. His face was calm, but his eyes held the determination of someone who understood the stakes. He knew that today would decide how humanity was seen, not just as a species, but as a power in the galaxy. Maya Brooks stood beside him, tablet in hand. "They are divided," she said quietly. "Some want peace. Some want to challenge us. Some are just waiting for a mistake." Lily Harper nodded. "That's true, but this is our chance to speak directly to everyone, to show who we are, what we have done, and why we have done it. Then we speak, with honesty, with strength, and with clarity." The assembly chamber quieted as the human delegation began their address. Every species turned its attention to the humans. Even Vorlan, the Corthan delegate, who had been the most critical, watched carefully. "Representatives of the Galactic Assembly, we understand that the presence of our fleet and the technology we have demonstrated has caused fear and uncertainty. We do not seek to dominate. We do not seek to rule. We come with a message of cooperation, protection, and preparedness." Maya stepped forward. "Humanity has achieved what many believed impossible. We have stabilized dark matter for energy and propulsion. We have built ships capable of incredible speed, precision, and defense. We have shown that these ships can operate safely and under control. This is not a threat to the galaxy. It is a tool for survival." A murmur went through the assembly. Some delegates whispered to each other, considering her words. Others frowned, still suspicious. John continued, "We reveal this technology not to frighten, but to protect. The galaxy faces dangers beyond what most species understand, Humanity has detected anomalies, signals, and forces that threaten all life. We have prepared in secret because we could not risk panic before we were ready. Now we are ready. Lily Harper added, "We offer a choice. Join us. Work with us. Learn from us. We will share knowledge under strict oversight and cooperation. Together we can prepare for threats, explore unknown regions, and ensure that no species suffers from dangers we can prevent. But this requires trust, dialogue, and responsibility." Vorlin rose, his 3 eyes glowing with anger. "You speak of protection, yet your ships can destroy entire systems. How can we trust you?" Why should we believe that humanity will not decide to take what it wants?" John met Vorlin's gaze calmly. "Because we have already shown restraint. Our ships have power beyond imagination, but we have used them only to demonstrate control. We have not attacked. We have not destroyed without purpose. The galaxy can see that restraint is stronger than power. It is choice that defines character, not force alone." Other delegates began to speak quietly among themselves. Some nodded, considering the logic. Others whispered warnings. The assembly was still divided, but there was no denying the impact of humanity's words. Maya Brooks activated a holographic display, showing maps of distant cosmic anomalies. "These are not idle threats," she said. "These are forces moving toward inhabited systems. Intelligence indicates that some are hostile, others are unpredictable. Alone, no single species can hope to defend against them. Together, we have a chance." A low murmur ran through the assembly. Many species had suspected threats in the galaxy, but they had not seen the evidence. To see it now, confirmed by humanity's technology and calculations, created a sense of urgency. John spoke again. "Humanity does not wish to rule the galaxy. We wish to survive, and we wish to help others survive. The choice is yours. You may accept cooperation, or you may act as though humanity is a threat. But know this: we will defend ourselves and our allies. We will not shrink from what we have achieved. We will protect life and knowledge, no matter the cost." For a moment, the chamber was silent. Every delegate considered the message. Fear, respect, and understanding all mixed together. Some species began to see humanity not as a conqueror, but as a potential shield, a partner against forces too great for any single civilization. Ryan Cole, monitoring communications from the human fleet, spoke quietly to Chris Hale. "They are listening. Some will try to resist, but others are considering our offer seriously. We may form alliances today." Chris nodded. "Good. The rest will watch and learn. Humanity must show that restraint is stronger than fear." Meanwhile, back in the assembly, Kira, the Selenar delegate, stood and spoke. "We have seen the demonstrations. We have heard your words. It is clear that humanity has power, yes, but also control. I will speak for the Selenar system. We accept your offer of cooperation. We will work with you to prepare for these threats." A wave of whispers spread through the assembly. Others were encouraged by Kira's decision. Some smaller species, often overlooked in the assembly, stepped forward with tentative support. Humanity's influence was growing, not through aggression, but through reason and evidence. Vorlan scowled. "This is dangerous. We cannot allow humans to gain this much influence. We will continue to monitor them closely." John replied firmly, "Then monitor. We have nothing to hide. Every action we take is for survival and defense. Every disclosure we make is carefully measured. We will not act without purpose, but we will act if necessary." The assembly began to divide more clearly. One side saw humanity as a vital ally, Another side remained cautious, even hostile, but every species now knew one truth. Humanity could no longer be ignored. Maya Brooks lowered the holographic display. "This is only the beginning," she said quietly to John and Lily. "Some will join. Some will watch. But now humanity has a voice, and it is being heard." And the galaxy will remember this moment. Today, we are not just participants. We are players, and we have chosen to act with wisdom and restraint. That is the most important message of all. Lily Harper smiled slightly, and perhaps some species will finally see us not as children or threats, but as partners. That is worth everything. Chris Hale added, "Partnerships are strong, but we cannot underestimate those who oppose us. Some will test humanity again. Some will try to challenge us. We must be ready." As the day ended, the Galactic Assembly remained divided, but the atmosphere had shifted. Fear and suspicion were still present, but they were balanced by respect and cautious trust. Humanity's words, combined with the demonstration of their power, had changed the galaxy forever. Outside the assembly, human ships drifted silently. Dark matter engines hummed softly. The stars shone brightly. But the galaxy was no longer calm. Fleets watched each other, spies reported movements, and alliances slowly formed. Humanity had stepped onto the stage as a power that could not be ignored. John Carter walked along the observation deck of the human platform. "We have done what we came to do," he said quietly to Maya. We have shown strength. We have shown restraint. We have offered cooperation. Now the galaxy will decide how to respond." Maya nodded. "And some will take the chance to work with us. Others will wait. But one thing is clear, humanity will never be the same. And neither will the galaxy." Lily Harper joined them. "It is done, then. We have declared ourselves. We have explained our purpose. The rest will unfold as it must." John smiled faintly. "Yes, but we are ready. Whatever comes next, humanity will face it as it has faced every challenge before, with courage, skill, and a clear purpose." In the weeks that followed, the galaxy began to shift. Some species joined in councils with humanity, learning about dark matter technology and strategies for survival. Others watched cautiously, moving fleets and testing boundaries. But every species had learned one lesson. Humanity was no longer a minor player. The Galactic Assembly would never forget this day. Humanity had arrived with power and restraint. They had changed the political landscape, forged alliances, and made clear their position. They were a force that could not be ignored, a civilization capable of shaping the future of the galaxy. And as the human fleet drifted silently in the Remora system, the stars seemed to glimmer with promise. Humanity had revealed its strength, its wisdom, and its purpose. The galaxy had been shaken. The future was uncertain, but humanity had made its choice. They would act with power, yes, but also with restraint. They would protect, explore, and survive. They would not shrink from responsibility, and they would not ignore threats. The dark matter warships, once a secret, had become a symbol of human potential, human courage, and human determination. And the galaxy would remember it for generations to come. For the first time, humanity was truly part of the wider galaxy, not as a weak newcomer, not as a passive observer, but as a power that demanded attention, respect, and careful consideration. The assembly may have been shaken. Some species may have resisted, but humanity had declared itself, and the universe had taken notice.